My parents sent a group message. We're changing the will for your brother. He's married. You're single. I stared at the text while sitting in my fertility clinic waiting room. Third IVF attempt. $15,000 each time. My husband Adrian squeezed my hand as I showed him the message. Are you kidding me? He whispered. Today of all days? What my parents didn't know, I'd been quietly struggling with infertility for 2 years. Every family dinner felt like torture. My brother Marcus would make comments like, when are you giving mom grandkids? You're not getting any younger. Then he'd pat his wife's belly. She was pregnant with their third. Last Christmas was the worst. Marcus actually said, some people just aren't meant to be parents. Maybe you should focus on your career instead. My mother nodded along, then spent the entire evening cooing over Marcus's kids while completely ignoring Adrian and me. Marcus had blown through his original trust fund on a boat and 2 luxury cars. Meanwhile, we'd been scraping together every penny for treatments. We'd already spent $30,000 of our savings. Money we'd been saving for a house down payment. Adrian worked double shifts at the hospital, coming home exhausted just so we could afford another round. The worst part was the secrecy. I couldn't tell anyone about the failed cycles, the hormone shots that made me feel insane, the monthly heartbreak when my period came. At family gatherings, relatives would ask, so when are babies coming? While I smiled and changed the subject, dying inside. Last month, Marcus bought a $60,000 Tesla, posted it all over Instagram with captions like, hard work pays off. Hard work? His wife hasn't worked since their first kid, and he got promoted at dad's company. Meanwhile, I was giving myself injections in restaurant bathrooms and timing my life around ovulation cycles. 3 weeks ago, Marcus's wife made a comment that still stings. You know, Lila, not everyone is cut out for motherhood. Maybe it's nature's way of telling you something. She said this while I was holding their baby, fighting back tears. The group text came right as I was processing everything. The trust fund my grandmother left me, specifically for medical emergencies and life milestones, according to her will, was being handed over to Marcus because he had a family, and I didn't. The nurse called my name. I held up one finger and screenshotted their message. My hands were shaking with rage as I typed my response to the family group chat. Attached is my medical bill from today. Still think I'm single and childless by choice? I included my IVF paperwork showing cycle-free patient Lila Moreno and the $15,000 charge. Then I added, this is why I need that trust fund. For the medical emergency you never bothered to ask about. My phone started buzzing immediately. Marcus. Wait, what? Mom. Lila, honey, why didn't you tell us? Dad. We had no idea. During my procedure, Adrian was furious. He posted the screenshot on Facebook, tagging all our relatives. His caption, apparently, infertility means you don't deserve family support. Meanwhile, my brother-in-law just bought his second luxury car this year. When I came out 2 hours later, I had 47 notifications. My aunt commented, Lila, your grandmother specifically told me that trust fund was for medical emergencies. She struggled with infertility for 8 years before having your mom. My cousin Stefan added, wait, didn't Marcus blow through his original trust fund on that boat last year? The post got shared 200 times in our small town. Marcus's co-workers started commenting. His wife's club friends were calling them out. Even our high school friends were chiming in about how cruel this was. The next day, my parents showed up begging me to delete the post. This has gone too far, Mom said. Marcus is getting hate messages. I've been suffering for 2 years. I replied calmly. Where was your concern then? Dad's phone rang. Grandma's old lawyer. Your mother's will specifically states that money was for medical emergencies. Taking it away could void the entire estate. Dad's face went white. Within an hour, they'd transferred my trust fund back. Marcus showed up with a check for $45,000 for my treatments, crying. 3 weeks later, we got the call.